Welcome to Goat Talk Live.
I don't know. I get a little tired of hearing it, right?
The 99 is terrible. Here, I'm lacking for some reason. It's real white and flabby.
WTF. What are we doing?
Eddie, I tell everybody who'll listen that we're a really big deal.
Continues to grow and grow and grow.
Welcome to Goat Talk Live, everybody. Very special episode tonight. I'm Eddie Smith, your host, and I've got Andy Carnes in the place of Patrick Drabick. Upgrade, some would say. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to miss Pat. Pat's out for some family business, and, we're thinking about him, Pat, and everything. We'll be excited for him to come back. That'll be for dang sure. So hopefully, if he's watching, you definitely missed. But we got plenty of coverage in that co-host seat. Andy, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. How's it going? Do not adjust your television set. I know I just got a whole lot prettier. It's okay. It's the Pat and Andy. It's the Eddie and Andy show. It'll be fine. Kept the hair though. Kept the hair. Same.
There you go. Yeah, me too. I just got me a haircut, so a little bit trimmed up. So we're good. Got me a fade, so we're ready to roll. Well, at least a little bit more aerodynamic, both of us. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Y'all come on in. I'm actually gonna, before I get into it, let's hit everyone, let everybody know we are live. Of course, we got a special episode tonight. Of course, if you've seen it on the tag there, we've got Bayley Currey coming in. We're going to talk to him for a few minutes with Niece Motorsports. Very, very cool. Andy, that's something that you set up, and, man, it's really cool to kind of get to sit down and talk with somebody. So I'm excited for that. Can't wait to kind of pick his brain, see what his thoughts are on, running the Craftsman Truck Series. A lot of really, really cool things we can talk about. So excited about that. But Go Locker's always got a lot of stuff going on, and this week is no different. So we're going to jump right into it. First and foremost, we got to talk about SAVE22, baby. I want to thank them for their support. We are presented by SAVE22 and want to thank them for always being on board and showing us love, and we want to show them love too. SAVE22.vet is their website. If you want to donate, you want to see what's going on, check their Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Anything you could do to kind of help them out, spread the word about SAVE22. Maybe wear the hat around for a little while and see if anybody asks you a question about it. I like that.
That's good.
So, get you a hat, which is something we'll talk about coming up soon. But SAVE22, really appreciate them. SAVE22.vet, at SAVE22vet on YouTube. I say it every week, and I mean it. Just go over there and give them a like, give them a subscription if you're not. If you got a cousin, you got a little brother, you got a dog that's got a Facebook, or a dog that's got a YouTube channel or something, maybe log on to theirs and hit subscribe, like. Or if you're a vet, you want somebody to talk to, need somebody to talk to. Of course, everybody in Goat Locker is here for you. But Tuesday Talk's been great, man. It's a great place to kind of, get together with other vets. And, they have had a show planned out, and somebody said they need some help. They stopped the show right there and went right after it. Just let's talk to this. Let's see what you need. What do we, let's talk through it. They've been there. They know what's going on, and they're doing some awesome stuff. So go check out Tuesday Talk Tuesday mornings. You can always catch the VODs later if you want to, but gotta love SAVE22. Of course, we got to thank ATYL Media with Taylor Kitchen for allowing us to be on their platform. And we actually have a new sponsor for them. We had a sponsor before, but we got a new one, so we're going to get that up on the screen for you. NASCAR.shop is the link, and go check it out. You can scan that QR code. Should take you there. I don't know why it wouldn't. Should just be just fine. But you can go there, check out what they've got going on. You can go ATYL 2025 for the code, and you get 20% off. And, of course, you ATYL for 15% off your first card purchase. So, pretty cool deal. Taylor Kitchen always doing some cool stuff. Great partners. And so her partners are our partners. So go support them. Go check them out. If it's something you're interested in, you know where to go. That supports not just Goat Locker, but also Taylor Kitchen, who does a fantastic job. If you're not watching her podcast, if you're not watching the podcast that go on ATYL Media, please go do that. She does incredible work covering NASCAR. She's a killer, and I love killers, man. They're just it's just a different breed, and she's definitely one of them. I tell you what, you, she ain't playing around when it comes to what she's doing. She is dead serious about what she's doing.
Yep. She knows exactly where she wants to go and how to get there and driving that bus.
And she's done nothing but go up. Everything that she touches gets better, and so it's just a thrill to be a part of her her group. So so go check out that. And of course, all of our sponsors here at Goat Locker. You got Jam Printing Promotion, you got Glove Station, Alexander PCs, Jam Printing Promotions. If I didn't say that already, if you want to know where all this kind of stuff comes from, Jam Printing Promotions is where it comes from most of the time. And don't be on the lookout. There's going to be a web store coming up soon. People have been asking, how do we buy things? We want some of this stuff that people get. It's coming. It's coming very, very soon, and you'll be able to go on there and purchase all the different swag and stuff that Pat keeps in his house and sleeps with at night. You'll get your own version. You won't get the slept with stuff.
Yeah.
Special, I think.
We'll ensure you get a new one. Unless you want to pay extra. I mean, we might be able to work something here,
I think it might need to be a discounted.
Yeah, we might need to be able to work something. If they want to pay, say $50 for a slept-in hat. I mean, I'm not gonna criticize your free con,
Yeah, why don't you just send $50? Maybe we don't we don't have to do the weird transactional, slept in stuff from Patrick Dravick. I don't know, because I thought it'd be a discounted type thing. But anyway, it's the web store is going to be cool. I can't wait, honestly, because there's times that I've been like, have to reach out to Pat. Pat, how do I get one of these? I need to get this. I want this shirt. I want this hat. There's a lot of good stuff. I mean, the hats have always been good. I've got an older one there and a couple others. That I've had for a long time, and the quality's only gotten better. Right now, it's some of the best quality stuff that we get. And Jam Printing Promotion is a huge part of that. So definitely go check out all those folks. Glove Station, of course. If you need some gloves, go check them out. Alexander PCs. The PC market's getting better, y'all. And it's time. The graphics are getting tougher. Tim Jones keeps putting a rain and stuff in the GT3 series. The IndyCar had some rain stuff, so your PC is only going to get worse. I mean, poor Larry Poling in the Discord was missing a sign from Watkins Glen, so it needs a little PC upgrade. If you're looking to do something, go check out Alexander PC. The prices are very competitive for a boutique, which is what they are. And what it means is, could you go buy all the parts and make it cheaper? I don't know. Sometimes not. But can you get the service of telling you exactly what you need to have to run iRacing for your needs? I mean, they set up all of the sim rigs for the competition they had at the sim rig expo. They took care of all that, so they know exactly what you need to have a really, really nice sim rig. And then when you get your stuff, getting help put it together, anything you need troubleshooting wise, they're there for you, customer service, all that kind of stuff. So why, you're like, well, what's the extra money for? Well, that's what it is. If you don't know much about computers, you struggle being sort of a technical person, man, Alexander PC, perfect place. So
the warranty that they stand behind is second to none.
And they're veteran owned operated.
So that's right.
Man, what a better way of doing it. But, so that's all of the plugs out of the way. Of course, there's plenty more. Lincoln Tech, InVets, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. I want to thank all those folks and everybody that does work here at Goat Locker. I always want to shout them out as well. We've got a lot of sponsors and partners who provide funding or support or, a little bit of visibility for Goat Locker. But then there's also the boots on the ground, which are your admins, your race control, people who help people with paints. Kevin Price was in there helping Larry Poling try to find that sign and get it back on there, and they were able to get it together. So all you people out there that are doing stuff to help Goat Locker community, I want to thank y'all as well. Big thanks. So, big news this week is that sim rig number 12 was delivered, Andy.
Yes, it was.
Mr. John Lawless is going to be our next sim rig recipient. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we Pat and I loaded up on Tuesday morning and had the chance to go over in the afternoon there to Brownsburg, Indiana, and deliver sim rig number 12 to John, and got to sit with him and meet him for a little bit. Meet his wife, and got to hang out. And it was you can't. I know it's going to sound like a broken record, but it's absolutely amazing what to just sit with the veteran when they receive it, and just to hear a little bit of their story and their service, and just get to know them. And John is a very humble man, and he's just a great patriot for our country. And just it was great to sit and get to know him a little bit. Actually, we are going tomorrow, and we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow and get to know each other a little bit better, and pick his brain apart, and he can put mine back together again. So it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, talk a little bit more about what those are like. It's always a weird thing going in someone's home. I do it for a living, so I know it's always sort of a weird space to walk into a man's, you walking into a man's castle. But it's also a good thing sometimes where you walk in and you're sharing something with somebody. What is that like? Handing out all that equipment and getting to sit and talk with people. I mean, you wouldn't. It's likely you would have never got to talk to John.
Right.
And never got to sit down and fellowship with him. It's such a cool opportunity to be able to sit down and meet these folks face to face. Because over the internet, you meet people racing all the time. Everybody's mad at everybody because nobody's got a face. So it's got to be cool to sit down face to face, see what they're all about, and stuff like that.
This is the second one that I was very fortunate to be a part of, and it is very very cool to sit there when you first sit down and they look at the pile. You got the pile all laid out on the floor and all the boxes, and they go, holy crap. Now it's starting to sit home. It's starting to be a reality. It's not just a thought anymore. Mm-hmm. We're here. We got the stuff. And the gravity of the situation is very cool to sit and see. And they're like, holy cow, look, that's a lot of stuff, man. And they start getting excited. They're ready to go. They're a winner. And then to hear their story and talk about family and, like you said, the fellowship. It's important that we get to the human side of it and understand some things about us as people, not just, what's your favorite car and, whatever. We'll talk racing plenty over the next couple of years, but just to get to know them as people. And his wife was there. We got to meet her. Victoria, it was great to meet her. And it was what a great experience to be a part of. And he was such a humble man. He's, like I said, he's a patriot to our country. And it's not overwhelming, but it's how cool. This is the mission, right? This is the Goat Locker mission coming to fruition, and we actually get to go do what we talk about doing. I wish we had a couple $100,000 where we do it once a week. That's what I wish we could do, but we'll get there. We're going to keep working, and we're going to keep trying, because there's plenty of people just like John that are deserving of this, and it would be an asset to them and their family. And we're going to keep working until we can figure a way to make it happen.
Well, I got an idea that I'm gonna put out into the ether, so it'll happen. I've said things over the past that's been implemented in Goat Locker. I cannot wait till once we get to about 15 to 20 rigs given away to deserving veterans or first responders. I can't wait to have a sim rig recipient series. That's what I'm ready for. We try to put them into series of guys that have been on iRacing forever, and I understand it can be a little daunting to get in and race with guys that that's been doing it for a while. You're still trying to learn the flags. I use Unker as an example, not picking on him, but that's just kind of what it was. And so I think it'd be really cool to be able to have all of them into a series where they can race against each other, and I think that'll be cool. So I think we'll get there before too long.
I just thought it was awesome. I'll have somebody I can actually beat for a couple of weeks until he surpasses my skill level. So, John, I'm coming to race with you for a couple of weeks so I can win at something, and then.
Well, now we've all learned Andy's motivation.
Yeah. I just want to pick on him. That's all.
He's trying to find people he can beat. He's trying to find people that come into the ARCA series and he can jump.
Yeah, come race with us, John, so I can get one more place. Please help me out. I need help. It's just me and Ellingson. So, I mean, what do I have really to work with? It's just I'm going to take my punch at Jake. Love you, Jake. I'm messing with you, buddy. But
so that's John Lawless. He's actually in Facebook chat right now, and he's talking up. So if y'all want to, I don't know, is he in Discord yet? I'm not sure if he is.
Yeah, I knew we were dealing with a quality dude. We dropped it off Tuesday, and Wednesday morning I saw a Discord picture. The rig is built and it's ready, and he was updating the PC. So it wouldn't shock me if he's got 100 laps under his belt already.
Well, I'm going to go into Discord. I'm going to @ John Lawless in the general chat. And if everybody is in here right now, go ahead and @ him and let him know that hey, you're happy to see him here. And so I want to see a bunch of tags in there in that general chat. Let them know that, hey, you're welcome, and we're glad to have you. So, a little questionable picture right up above it, but so anyway, you can thank Tim Jones for that one. But yeah, so really, really cool. Hey, he's even got a picture of the sim rig. Here, I'll save it and I'll show it. Let me get it on here.
There it is.
I want to save the picture because I'm scared of showing Discord here.
Yeah. Don't share your screen.
I'm not going to share my screen. I'm going to show.
Yeah, so
give me a minute. There it is, right there. There it is. There's the delivered sim rig put together. Man, he got it together quick too.
Alexander PC. There's your white PC that we found it.
Yeah.
We knew we had one running around. We found the white PC. The mystery's been solved.
Yeah, so you could see the Moza wheel, all the pedals, the nice rig. I mean, look, no, these are not $1 million motion sims, but I'm gonna tell you what, this is a hell of a way to get started in iRacing, man. It's such a great start. If you get this and you get into, this is going to help you get into iRacing almost immediately, because you're all the barriers are kind of gone as far as the struggle of finding the equipment and which one should I buy and all that. Goat Locker has sort of done all that stuff, and just such a cool thing. Of course, you can upgrade, add stuff to it. I'm sure others have done that, triple screened it out, add shifters and things like that. But man, to start off, it's dang near perfect. So really cool. Thank you to John for this picture. Appreciate you letting us give a little inside look into what it looks like. Man, just so cool. And we'll have, of course, the video coming out pretty soon where we can show that off. So there you go. Well, we got a lot of stuff going on in the nonprofit, of course. Besides that, I mean, which that should be enough. We could just end the pod right now. It's so awesome.
That's it.
So cool too. I mean, that's the whole point. And so really excited to have John, but we'll let him get out of the spotlight for a second. I'm sure he's like, all right, move on, talk about something else. That's how I'd be. All right, that's enough. But looking forward to getting to know him, meet him, maybe even get him on the podcast. We need to get some of these sim rig guys on the podcast and see what they're doing. Of course, Pat talked a little bit about last week of Junko's Hollinger Racing. We'll see how that kind of plays out over time. Haven't heard anything about that, but some definitely big announcements coming for there. Goat Locker's always trying to partner with anybody who's willing to help push the mission of GLR forward. The whole reason is we see the whole reason for Goat Locker, which is what we just talked about, and then this is sort of the boots on the ground. How do we continue this? How do we garner more support? How do we get more funding to be able to do more of these things? The big question has always been, I'm a vet and I'd love to be a part of this. I'd love to be in the running for one of these sim rigs and be chosen. But I don't live in Indiana. How do I do that? And, that's something that Pat definitely hears. And he, you might say, well, that kind of stinks. Why is you always wanting more? But that just shows that there's a need there. There's somebody who has a need that needs to be filled. And Pat takes that as a challenge. It says, you know what, I'm going to try to figure this out. How do I, these sim rigs are generous, grant from Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. That's why they go to Indiana vets. But, we've got things like, I don't know, the fundraiser race that's coming out in the next week or so, Wednesday, October 8th. October 8th, we're going to do a fundraiser race where we want to try to get as many eyeballs on the race, give some of our champions and race winners and people who qualify in a chance to be on a sort of a center stage, because there's no races that week. So it's just going to be this race. So you'll be there. You'll be sort of the main event, and it'll be a fun race. Should be a lot of fun. The ARCA car at Las Vegas. But the big thing is we want to try to raise funds to be able to do sim rigs like that outside of Indiana. So that's the point. We need y'all though. The thing is, we can't just Goat Locker can't just put it on their Facebook and we put it in Discord and be like, all right, that's cool. We're gonna have a fundraiser. We need you guys. We need your families. We need your friends. We need people that that we don't normally watch Goat Locker. We need them to see the mission. We need them to see what Goat Locker's doing, see the value in it, and go, I want to be a part of that. Maybe I'm not there on the track. Maybe I'm not there delivering sim rigs. But maybe I can be a part by, donating a few dollars, and all that stuff. 100% of it goes right back into the sim rigs. There's no, it goes straight into that. So all of that goes right into that fund of trying to give and I think they want to try to do a first responder. We talk about veterans a lot, but first responders, police, firemen, gosh, it goes, even, guys like linemen, I would consider first responders when, hurricanes hit, when, storms hit, and these guys drive from, 2 states over to help bring power back to community. To me, that's a first responder. And we have Cody McElwain, who's a lineman, and I think those guys are definitely deserving. So that's sort of what the fundraiser race is for. You want to know what it is? No, it's not just a race. No, it's not a way of just broadcasting a race, but it's a way of raising funds to be able to do stuff for other veterans outside of Indiana. So,
and we hear you loud and clear. We work every week to try and come up with a plan and who are we going to call next and what's the next partnership that we can enable us to do that. Because we know the need is there and we got to get it out. And how do we do that? Like you mentioned, the grant, we have to get partnerships with other companies, the fundraiser race, share it to your friends and family. They don't, like you said, Eddie, not everybody's going to be lucky enough to go give the sim rig away. I'm very honored to be able to do that and be a part of that. But and we all have our part that we can do, though, right, to make this a success and get the next one donated. So if you got $5 or $10, jump on, get some raffle tickets for the fundraiser race, make a general donation, just throw $5 in the pot. We are working very, very hard at partnerships. We've got a couple in the works now. Don't know if they'll come through or not, but they are earmarked for other than Indiana veterans for sure. And we are definitely, I was up this morning trying to put a package together for a larger company to get that submitted and see where it lands, and we'll be branching out just as soon as we possibly can. So please do your part, get signed up for the fundraiser race, share it, send it out on your socials, get as many people to buy some tickets, make some donations. Let's raise that $5,000 and let's go pop 2 sim rigs to the next recipients wherever they are called from with no limitations.
Yeah. So this is your charge right now. I mean, right now, this is, you're all watching. This is how important it is. So when you're thinking it's just a fundraiser, I don't know where this is what it's going for. This is why it's important. So we need all of you. We're not asking everybody to give money. We're asking you to share on Facebook, send a text to somebody saying, hey, this fundraiser is going on. Man, I don't know why this keeps doing that. But yeah, this is why the fundraiser is going on. We need to get eyeballs on it, and that's the whole point. So if you can reach out, try to find somebody that you haven't told about Goat Locker, or somebody that hasn't been a part of it in a while. Maybe reach out to a teammate that you drive with, somebody that races cars in real life that'd be interested in something like this, or if you know a vet, somebody that's a family of vet. I mean, all that can be word of mouth is a huge deal. And so we need to share it. We need a lot of help in that part of it. We need you right now. We don't need you to wait. We don't need you to wait till the day of or the day before. We need to get the word out there now and get out there on social media. Tell somebody at Walmart, stand in line. They got a NASCAR shirt on. Go, hey, I don't know if you've you ever seen iRacing, but go check out this on this day on V-Speed. We got a race fundraiser going for this right here. If you're an in-person type person, there you go. You got plenty of opportunities to do that as well. So please do that. Please put that out there. Please help us in spreading the word on something that is going to do some really, really cool things. So Sedaris Days in chat says, wait, can linemen join Goat Locker? And anybody can join Goat Locker. It's not just vets and first responders. It is for vets and first responders, in my opinion. But if you support, veterans, first responders, military, police, firemen, all that, if you support that, everybody's welcome to join. So, that's been not like that since day one. So yeah, anybody can join Goat Locker for sure. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see. Let's go down the list. The Lincoln Tech Car Show is coming up October 3rd.
It's coming quick, hot and heavy.
Yeah. So if you're in that area, I don't even know exactly where it's at. I should probably know that. I would usually defer that to Pat, but yeah, I think it's on campus actually, at Lincoln Tech's campus. So if you can Google that. Just ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you where it's at. Yeah, if you want to be a part of that, October 3rd, God willing that the weather holds up.
Yeah.
I think we've had
we've
had issues with the weather.
Yep. It's on Winton Drive in Indianapolis, Indiana. Winton Drive. If you're in the area, come on out. We'll be out there October 3rd from 5 to 8.
Throw the link in chat. If you got that link, send it in the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to be a part of that, it's going to be really, really cool. And of course, I think they're going to. I mean, Alexander Sixhauer has had the rig for a while, but he is. I think they're going to sort of have the giveaway on that car show. I think Lincoln Tech wanted to be a big part of that, so really, really cool. To be on the lookout for that, and of course, we'll have pictures and videos, I'm sure of it, hopefully. But really cool to have our new sponsors. We've been talking about them. We're going to keep pushing them until you kind of get to know them. If you race in the GT3 series, you've got the MK Fire Design and Zach Graphics. So pay attention to that kind of stuff. We got some real cool stuff coming out. If you hadn't seen some of the things that they've got, it's going to be some of the prizes for the fundraiser race. So, just be aware. Prizes for the fundraiser race are not just for the winners of the race, or not just participants in the race. Going to be people in chat. So those people that you talk to that might get watching the broadcast, hey, they they can win something too. So really nice stuff as well. So definitely pay attention to for that. And then of course GTR Simulator.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, Andy.
New partner. We met Howard at the. He's the owner of GTR Simulator. We met them at the Sim Expo. Great partnership. Howard has been nothing but amazing to work with. He believes in our mission, and he has literally done anything and everything that he can to help us in our mission, as well as, hey, have you talked to so-and-so yet? Well, let me introduce you to them. I want you to get connected with them, and let's work together and see what kind of discount we can get Goat Locker Racing through his partnership with them, and then he parlays that into ours. So, yeah, the outreach from Howard has been fantastic. Howard, if you see this, thank you so much for what you're doing. All the people at Goat Locker are going to benefit from our partnership, and we hope that we can do him justice and do him well.
Awesome. Well, let's see. Of course, we talked about SAVE22, but they're doing a lot of stuff with drag racing, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah.
They got them in chat right now, so everybody say hello in Facebook chat to SAVE22.
I wish I would have wrote it down. He's got the link for the free tickets. Jump over to SAVE22 if you're in the Ohio area, I believe it was. He's got some free tickets to the drag race for veterans. Go to SAVE22, get more information on that, and good job on that.
Well, awkwardly, Andy, check your Discord.
All right. Okay.
So got covered all that kind of stuff. The fundraiser race is going to be a huge deal. You're going to see that covered a lot here on the broadcast and stuff for the next week or so. So just pay attention to that, and we'll give you plenty of opportunities to post stuff. So really, if you've enjoyed Goat Locker, if you have fun at any point in Goat Locker, this is going to be really, really important that that with this fundraiser be successful. So, and that's going to move to. We talked about John Lawless, so we'll go ahead and move to the Warrior Spotlight, and we'll kind of highlight him and get to know him ourselves. There's a picture of me in chat. I don't like that, or in Discord. I don't like that. All right. Well, here's John Lawless right here. He served in the Air Force for 22 years as a hydraulic maintainer. He completed 5 deployments to Korea, Iraq, twice, Sicily, and Turkey. He worked on multiple platforms the U2S, the HH60G, the HC130J, and we're proud to have John as a member of the GLR family. So that is going to be our Warrior Spotlight. Hamza Khan really had a monopoly on the Warrior Spotlight
It was
for
time
like
to
2
get booted
months.
off the top there, wasn't it?
Yeah. We finally got him off the top, and we can't wait to see him on track.
Yeah, I talked to Hamza. Hey, if you're on here, shout out. I talked with him yesterday. I think we're going to see him on track possibly this Saturday or next Saturday. So start watching out. Rough him up a little bit. Welcome to Goat Locker. And John, twice to Iraq. Man, that's terrible. Once was bad enough. I don't know if I want to go back.
Well, we'll move on to the next one, which is our GOAT of the week, and I've already kind of spoiled my GOAT of the week, and I'm going to give it to Kevin Price. Kevin Price, man, has really been going over and above for setting up these practices. It's been unbelievable. Every single week, hey, I'm throwing a practice up. And those cost money every time you do that. So, Kevin, nonstop. Hey, me and I think it's his nephew Brock are throwing up a practice session. Y'all feel free to join, and that's huge. I mean, it helps people kind of get a little comparison, see what's going on, blah blah blah. Being able to do multiple series. I think he's done practice sessions for most of the ones he runs. So that's going to be my go to the week. Kevin Price really been helpful in trying to get people the practices they need to get a little bit better.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I debated on this one. I'm going to go with, and I thought about this earlier today, but it kept jumping out at me. I hate to do it in his absence, but I'm going to have to go with Pat and Jamie. As an outsider, I haven't been here very long. I've been here, 2 months now, trying to come into this role and get my understanding of everything on the admin side and the nonprofit side and see how what can I add to the group. And to see, obviously it started at zero. And to see behind the scenes, you go behind the curtain and get to see some behind the scenes stuff, to see what Jamie and Pat have done from zero to here and what it's about to go into is phenomenal. And I know we bust on them pretty hard a lot of the times because, well, quite frankly, they deserve it. But they have done a great job setting this up. It's scalable. What is going on? And we talked about earlier, we're in Indiana. We're right on the cusp of just breaking. And when we get a couple of these sponsorships and a couple of these partnerships to come through, it's gonna grow, hopefully, to their dreams and to be able to see their dreams come true and what the mission as a whole come to fruition. So I might go to the weeks, Jamie and Pat. Good job getting us here, guys. Continue the hard work. Keep driving. Keep leading with your heart and your passion, and let's just keep handing out rigs.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Well, I know that I've been around Goat Locker for a long time. I've seen the different iterations of what Goat Locker has been. From what it started as, what the vision was, how to get there. I mean, I've seen a lot of different versions of Goat Locker, and that they've always had the same mission. It's never changed. It's all about veterans. It's all about first responders. It started as a place where, hey, look, I don't want to say it started this way, but there was a lot of things going on that was negative towards police and first responders and stuff, and it was just sort of a time where it's like, okay, we'd like to have a place where we can be supportive of these groups instead of give them a place to come and feel like, hey, we've got some camaraderie. And of course, the veterans, of course, they were in the Navy. And so having a place where vets can come and find that camaraderie, find that, group where, hey, we can talk about stuff that only you and I know, the two vets, and be able to discuss things that only they would understand. And I think that's for sure been a success over the time that Goat Locker has existed. Pat always said that as long as there's one guy's life that has been changed, saved, one guy, then it's all been worth it. One life that has been saved, somebody that's been able to turn it around, get the help they need if they can do it, one of those, then all of this work and all this time has been worth it. I would like to think that has absolutely been the case. So it's been a success since almost day one, and it continues to be a success just because of the work, like you said, they put into it. And there's no doubt about it. It's just unbelievable.
Yep.
The work, the community here. It's a very specific community. There's so many people now that you have so many different personalities, and personalities clash all the time. You work with people that you just don't like for whatever reason. You don't know what that is, and there's very few of those people here in Goat Locker. Everybody seems to get along. People of just completely different, ideologies here for sure, and everybody gets along because for one purpose. And I think as long as Pat and Jamie have that one purpose, I think that's going to continue. I don't think that anything else can get in the way because we know what we're all here for. And everything that we do, everything that all the admins, the race control, the people in the races who decide to not wreck this guy whenever he could, is all for that one goal of making a difference in veterans, first responders, warriors' lives. So you're absolutely right. It's been an incredible run. And it's only going to keep going, man. It keeps just exponentially where we're running out of space. iRacing doesn't have enough server space for some of these races. It's been pretty crazy. So, well, we'll kind of move into some stuff. Kind of wanted to get a little chat engagement here right now, and I am curious to see what everybody's thoughts are about. And Andy's getting ready, but it's gonna be the wrong one. Thoughts on NASCAR 25? NASCAR 25 coming out soon. There's been some
pre-order.
Yeah, pre-orders are out now. There's been some gameplay footage finally. They're being sort of selective about a lot of your NASCAR sim racing YouTubers have been able to get some access to that. Nobody's really been able to play it and record their playing. So I'm a little bit curious about that. I'm interested always in the strategy, and I think just off the top of my head, it seems like maybe the strategy is to control the information. You don't want to give it to somebody that's going out there wrecking 40 cars at Talladega. Is like this is the kind of messes up the whole selling point. So they're trying to control the marketing. So I get maybe why, but it just seems like the flow of information has just kind of been slow, and a little bit just kind of drips from here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, you got any thoughts?
I'm ready. I've looked at what I can. The storyline looks neat. Having a little bit of like the ownership side of it and being a team owner. That aspect of the gameplay looks kind of neat as well. But we'll see. We have iRacing, so to play a game, it's kind of like we already have iRacing. So you have to want to indulge in the gameplay of it, of course, with the management side. But
yeah, and that's something we don't really know much about. I've seen a couple races where it seems like it's very similar. Of course, I bought it on the Xbox because I think it'll be fun to have a sort of a couch NASCAR game.
Yeah.
But be interested once it comes out on Steam, so you can hook your wheel up to it, have pedals and stuff like that. iRacing always has really good wheel and pedal support, which is something I think the reason why it was delayed was for that reason. Needing to try to get a little bit better support because Monster Games historically the wheel and pedal support was always really bad. It's almost like ACC, which if you've never seen, it's a competitor sim to iRacing, but it takes so long to get some of this stuff set up, and iRacing is so ahead of the pack on being able to hook up multiple different pedal and steering wheel setups, and it just worked right out of the box. iRacing is the best at that. I have a Fanatec wheel, but I have a different type of different set of pedals, and so iRacing gets it every time. And things like ACC, Monster Games in the past, the Ignitions, even the NASCAR Heat versions, it took so long to get it to where it would work and be even close to what kind of feel you're looking for. So be interested to see if they're able to solve that problem.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think it'd be a great console game to be able to throw it on the Xbox, sit on the couch, have some fun with it, run a season, try to get your character to promote through this series, and the different start at ARCA and try and see if you can make it through, and that might be pretty fun. But we already have iRacing, we have a sim rig, we race in league racing. It's kind of hard to make that any better. You know what I mean? I mean, we're already at the top of the chain, so the gameplay will be fun. But I think it'd be great to sit on the couch and enjoy the game for what it is, and it's going to be hopefully the best product they put out in quite some time.
Yeah, I think for me it's all about the career mode. I think for somebody who does iRacing, iRacing is never, to me, in the history of iRacing, it's never been a racing sim to me. It's been more of a competition sim. That's the way I've always described it, because there is no better place to get a competition racing door to door with another competitor online than iRacing. It doesn't get any better. And so I've always kind of said that. I don't really think too much about the realism. I know iRacing does a really good job of trying to make it realistic, but it's a competition sim. It's designed to give you that heartbeat when you got that green, white checkered and you're sitting there in third and you're like, I maybe can win this. You go and you race it out. And really, the only thing that's holding you back is your and the guy next to you's talent. That's really it. The game is not, keeping you from having a great experience. And so iRacing has always been so good at that. But what if I just want to sit down and, college football is now back. The game is now back. Madden has been around for a long time. And one of the most popular modes in those games is your dynasty and franchise modes. And so, you want to take a team and you want to build it up. You want to take, if you're like me and you're a Tennessee Titan fan, well, you always have to build up Tennessee Titans in Madden. You have to start at the bottom and you have to rebuild and see if you can make them into a Super Bowl champion. If you're a Mississippi State fan, and the same thing in college football. You got to start a dynasty in just the basement and try to get it up to the top. So, career mode like that has always been something that NASCAR games really need, a deep version of that. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. The success, like if it's a hit or not, it's going to really depend on how well they do the career mode. How it doesn't have to be super deep. I just want to experience a NASCAR schedule. I want to start at Daytona. I want to race a little bit. I want to have points. I want to pick a team that's, maybe not the greatest team. And, try to work their way up by overperforming, using money to buy things. I mean, all that stuff is important. Now, do I think that it'll be that way? I'm a little bit nervous based on the lack of information. If that'll be something at launch that'll be kind of fleshed out. I know that we've got sponsors. I know Big Fish Barbecue, Logan Sturgeon is going to have a logo in there. Some other, sponsors, are going to be there so you can have that sort of career mode, experience. Is it going to be super deep? I really don't think it will. So, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. I haven't seen the game. Nobody's really talked about it, so we'll find out. But I think that's going to really depend on, but also the presentation. You want a good presentation. You want you want to kind of hear sort of parts of the national anthem. You want to hear, the pomp and circumstance for NASCAR. When you're racing a game, you want to feel like you're in NASCAR. That's the whole point of racing sims in the past. You go and there's a lot of niche folks that are making still in our 2003 videos where they're trying to replicate a real life season from back then or right now, or different type of stuff. So that there's a huge gap for that, and if they can capture it, whether it be DLC or live updates down the line, that'll remain to be seen. But I'm curious to see if they can really nail it, where you feel like, hey, I'm starting with a back marker team, and I want to try to build them into something else, and all the, and you want to experience all the things that are in your way, all the roadblocks, that you got to go out there and run 25th or 30th, for a little while as you just slowly progress, so that's what I'm hoping for. I think the gameplay will be fine. I think you'll get out there and race and you'll be like, okay, I don't know why it's frozen up again. I have no idea. Yeah.
I think Jeremy Gardner nailed it. You know, I think it'll beat the Heat series as well. It was an arcadey feel. But the OG NASCAR games, Dirt to Daytona was a great game. I was thinking about that the other day. And I thought, man, I wonder if you can still get it and still play it. I haven't looked for it, but Dirt to Daytona was a good one. I remember playing a lot of hours on that one.
Yeah, well, I was one of the unfortunate kids. Not unfortunate. I was happy to have it. Of asking for a Sega Saturn, which if you know the history, I'm trying to get I don't know why this software has all of a sudden started, crapping on me, but I'll be frozen for a moment. But I remember asking for a Sega Saturn because I loved Daytona USA, and if you don't know what Daytona USA is, you've never been in an arcade.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, no, that wasn't a NASCAR game, but it was pretty dang close, and it was about as good as you can get for an arcade. And so I wanted that game so bad, and it only got on. You could only get it on a Sega Saturn, and so, man, what is going on here? I'm trying to get my camera back. This is unbelievable.
There you go.
You think I would have gotten this figured out, but yeah. So NASCAR '98 sticks out to me so much because of just how iconic that was. The songs on there, you had paintball mode, you had so many cool things that game had, and you've got all the EA games which were super amazing. I'm trying to get it back, Andy. I'm trying to talk enough that I'm getting it back.
That's good. It's good. I'm so old that I started out on the pole position. So anything north of pole position on the arcade is leaps and bounds. But that's where we started. And let's see here.
But yeah, so it's been really cool to. Man, what is going on here? I can't get it back at all now. Yeah, we got a lot of Noah Hogard saying if an arcade into arcade, if you can't hear the bellowing calls of Daytona, absolutely, heck yeah, man. Let me refresh this page and try to get this camera back. Right. I do apologize. I don't know what is going on, but I'm struggling here.
I got to go back and relive my childhood. It was a couple months ago. We went to one of those arcades, the old school arcades, and I got to play pole position for the first time in quite a long time. And wow, it was hard to believe that was like the first racing game. For a quarter, you played it, tried to beat the time, and you look at it now and just laugh. And here, we're sitting on the sim rigs that some of the guys have are thousands of dollars, and the equipment that we're doing, and it all started with the Atari pole position, and as you say, Daytona and Dirt to Daytona, and all these different games now that come out since. It's just fun to think back how this all started and how far we've come over the past couple of years.
Yeah. Well, and I think, it's just, to me, that's kind of where it's going to be at as far as will this be successful. I think it's going to be the career mode, because I think that's what a lot of people remember once we've gotten into it a little bit as far as the games. Is the career mode deep enough, and we'll find out. So, yeah, I'm back.
Back, baby, better than ever.
I'll tell you what, man. It's like it feels like the first time. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's jump right into it. Hey, look, tonight our special guest is a two-time Texas state champ in Legends and Bandoleros. He has driven in all three of NASCAR's top series and currently drives for Niece Motorsports in the Craftsman Truck Series. And he's got one of the best beards in all NASCAR. Hey, I want to welcome Bayley Currey. What's going on, Bayley? Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good.
Welcome.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm well. I'm sorry. My camera setup isn't great. We're over here building some shocks for a dirt car, and I just ran out of the shop to hop on here with you guys.
Well, man, first off, thank you so much for your time. I know your time is very valuable. We appreciate the time that we get with you, and just want to talk about some stuff. I said our beard economy in this podcast has gotten so much better. Andy's on here, Pat, who we normally have on here, Bayley. The beard's not so good. So our beard economy is through the roof right now. We got it going on. So. Well, man, thank you so much for joining us. Good. It is good to meet you. First off, and we got a lot to ask you about. I do think this season has been pretty ups and downs. You've kind of had some. You've had some really good finishes. You had fourth at Atlanta. You've had eighth and ninth at Texas and Nashville. Some really, really good races in the 45, 44. Now you're going to the 45, and you got the Roval next week. But first off, are you excited about the Roval? Do you get excited about the Roval?
Yeah. I mean, knowing Niece's success, I wish we were on the oval. But yeah, I like all the road courses really. This will be my first time on this new configuration with the hairpin getting on the big track. I have a few starts at Xfinity on the old one, so yeah, it's an interesting race for sure, and I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's been. I mean, you've had a pretty interesting career. I mean, you got to drive in the Cup Series for a few years. You've got some time in the Xfinity car, and you've been racing in trucks. Compare those three. All three of them seem like they're driving off the right rear quite a bit. Do you love that style? Which one do you think you like the most? Of course, the Cup car doesn't exist anymore, but which one did you enjoy the most?
I really 2022 package Xfinity car, I don't know, when I got into them, 2018 to 2022, that package with the real short spoiler and the tiny splitter, and man, you had all the yaw you could ask for. And that was pretty darn fun, man. You just drive this thing sideways the whole time. Yeah. And that's been a lot of fun. The trucks are great too. They're still traditional stock car like the Xfinity car is, and racing with the air has been really fun to experience in the trucks. You use a lot of it. You can defend with it, you can attack with it. It's been a lot of fun. I'd say the racing in the trucks is probably the most fun, but if I was going to go out and make laps for myself, probably the Xfinity car.
Well, and you guys are always sort of a disadvantage in the truck series. You have to start on the green track. You're kind of laying down the rubber for everybody. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, I don't think people really think about that much.
No, for sure, and it really affects us at places like Bristol, where they spray the PJ1 down. A couple weeks ago we were at Bristol. They spray it, and you are on the bottom. I couldn't believe that we were actually able to move around, because in years past when it's been like that, man, you're on the bottom and you're on the bottom until the checkered flag comes out. So that's definitely an interesting part of it. It's something that people don't really think about. I like when they don't spray it before our race and we can really move around, but definitely makes a difference, especially nowadays with the way the practice is. Yep. Back before even being the first race, you had a couple hour-long practices for trucks. Odds are Xfinity was practicing that day too, and if it was a 3-day show for Cup, they probably had to practice as well. So with the limited track times, it definitely makes a difference. That's something we were actually working on with GM, with our simulator, and on the truck side, trying to be able to tune to the racetrack and know where the track's going to go as you race, because I feel like us being first, the track is the most dynamic for us.
Yeah. Well, your first race ever in the one of the top 3 series in NASCAR was at Martinsville, and you come from sort of a short track asphalt background. But I just am so curious what it's like the first time that you hit high banks of Talladega, or maybe even like a Michigan or Atlanta. What's that feel like for somebody that you've been racing short tracks, growing up through the ranks, and then all of a sudden you've got to go out and hit a 33-degree bank track? What is that like? Is it just easy, nothing to it, or is it just kind of take your breath away?
I mean, I'll remember, I did Martinsville, Phoenix. Even Phoenix was a big step for me. I've never been over a half mile before, but I remember going to Miami. That was my first mile and a half, and you wrap around the apron, pulling out for practice, and then you pull on the back straightaway, and you're like, man, the corner's a long ways away. And I can even remember going to Michigan for the first time. You're even just driving across the back straightaway into the infield, and you're like, you look to the right, Man, it's a long way away. Look to the left. Damn, that corner's pretty far away too. But yeah, no, it's a totally different experience. First time at Daytona, you're just looking at this Hot Wheels track looking turn that's seems like it's a mile away from you. It's definitely different, but I mean, once you get going, it's a race car. Race cars are a race car. They got 4 tires and a steering wheel, so you just do everything you can to go fast.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, Niece has had some really good success this year. It seems like the speed is definitely, I mean, it's there in my opinion because you led laps at Daytona, you finished 4th at Atlanta, so the speedway package seems really awesome. And a lot of that stuff is just everything playing out your way. But then you had Bristol, you had your first stage win at Bristol up front. I mean, that's got to feel really, really good.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've had a great year this year. I mean, even despite some of the finishes, man, like Bristol, I think we had the truck to win that race if our bell housing doesn't break there.
Yeah.
Even Rockingham that very next week, I felt like we had a great truck at that one, and someone got loose under us. We're in 5th or 6th and get taken out in that one. Even these past couple weeks, man. I mean, we started 23rd at New Hampshire. We're running 8th and got a restart violation, which I'm not going to talk about because I'm not happy about it. I've watched the replay 20 times, and I still don't see where the violation is. That's all I'm going to say about that. Bristol, I think we're running 8th there. It's 8th or 9th, and get turned with 2 to go. But, man, yeah, we've had good speed this year, and I'm really proud of, everyone on the 44 and the 45 team.
Yeah.
They both have brought me great trucks, and I just want to go get some of these finishes, man. I mean, I just feel like the luck has not been on our side. I feel like I haven't had luck on my side in 3 years, but man, it stings when you're running good and you get one taken away.
Well, how does that mental part play into it? Where it's easy to kind of get trapped in that bad luck. Everything's going bad for me. Does that play a huge part in how you approach things, or can you kind of push that out on race day and say, all right, let me get that out of my head?
I mean, I try to say, every race it's a new day. It's a new day, and it's either gonna go good or it's gonna go bad. So you just race it like you race every other race, like I've raced every race since I was 7 years old. Just go run the race, do as good as you can, and if something happens, something happens. But that you did everything you could. So.
Yeah, do you ever the pressure of racing is something that I'm always curious about what goes on in drivers' heads, and I'm sure I don't know if everybody cares about this, but I'm interested in just the pressure of racing. And then just being able to go, man, I'm racing in NASCAR. For the fan, it's you see a driver and you're like, man, it must be amazing going out there and racing at Talladega. Do you get a chance to smell the roses, or do you put a lot of pressure on yourself to, the performance aspect of NASCAR, which is like perform, that's the number one thing. Do you ever get a chance to be like, dude, this is awesome?
Lost lights in the car. But I mean, yeah, a little bit, it's just something where you try to enjoy it, right? I have all my people on my team, they're my friends. Yeah. And, we joke around at the racetrack. It's just like another race, like I said, since I was a little kid, I try to treat them all the same. And, but there's definitely the pressure, it's one of those things people say it's hard to get to NASCAR, and it's even harder to stay there. So,
yeah.
You don't really think about it when you're under green and you're driving, but when the caution comes out, you're like, man, I need to be up higher than this, or even before the race, or to me, I think the most pressure I feel, or the most just wound up I get, is right before we pull out for qualifying.
Yeah.
Just because you're thinking about it, what line do I run? Where do I lift? How much more do I push it? How hard do I go back to the gas? Because I mean, that's as hard as you push all weekend, and one little slip and your lap's done. Your lap's ruined. You're going to qualify 15th.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how it's been in the Truck Series this year. So,
yeah, and if you're on iRacing, you only disappointed yourself, but then in real life, you got to go back to your team and go, yeah, I missed the corner a little bit. That's a bummer.
exactly. And you're like, man, what did I mess up? And you go look at the SMT, and you're like, oh, well, I guess I could have done that different. But at that point, it doesn't matter. You're starting 15th. You just got to move on to the race. So, Yeah, the pressure is definitely there, but like I said, I just try to have fun. I'm friends with everyone in Niece Motorsports. We all can joke around and have a good time at the racetrack. 2-day shows, we always try to go have a good time, the night before, and just, take all the pressure off and just have a cool, fun weekend.
Yeah, and over at Nice, y'all normally race iRacing on like Monday nights and stuff like that.
Yep,
Do y'all still do that?
Nice car.
Nice car. How's that been going? We're iRacing League, so obviously that's big to us. We love iRacing. So how's that been going? Have you been doing good over there?
It's funny. I think I get more wound up iRacing than I do.
I think most iRacers do. Yeah.
Because there's adrenaline, but it's not like enough adrenaline when you're in a real race car, and it's enough to just smother everything else. So you'll be iRacing and just my foot's shaking on the pedal sometimes because I get so wound up. But no, I mean that's nothing. It's just fun, We're all in Discord, just talking smack to each other and having a good time. But yeah, I can't say I've done the best. I've had a couple shots to win this year, and I seem to just screw it up. I junked. We're running Gen 4s in Chicago, and I was the best car in that one. And I junked the crew chief on the 42 on a restart. Just shoveled him right on the restart. Took us both out of the race. We were running street stocks at Pocono the other day. It's our crown jewel event, and I don't know, I messed that one up too. We were 6 wide going down the front straightaway at one point.
Wow.
But yeah, we have fun in there.
Love it. If you ever get in contact with somebody, is it awkward? Do people take it seriously, or does everybody kind of keep? Do you have like a let's keep this fun, let's not bring it to the race shop the next day? Or does it ever get kind of weird?
I mean, that's the topic of discussion Tuesday morning most times. I mean, and we've had to go the opposite way. So the person, talk about Rockingham, the person that slid up and wrecked me at Rockingham is in our league, and we talked about it, whatever, but one of our fab guys was not over it and junked him, waited for him, went a lap down, and I mean right rear hooked him.
It's a lot cheaper to do it there, is it not?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I did want to ask you about one thing. You had the greatest name in all of racing podcasts, the Wheelmen of Genius podcast. When's it coming back, dude? Yeah. I mean, if you don't know it, anybody watching right now, there was a big Real Men of Genius ad campaign back in the day for racing, and you guys had Wheelmen of Genius, and I love it. It's the best name in podcasting. When's it coming back?
Oh, man. I still got all the stuff, but, my co-host, Matt Hendricks, he lives like an hour and a half away now, so it's hard, man. It's hard. And I was really, I did all the editing and all the stuff to it, and man, it's y'all know it. It's hard to do. It's hard to keep up sometimes, and I don't know, I need to bring it back because I've had so many people ask me. And
it's a great name. You got the name. That's
I remember we're talking about doing this podcast, and I'm thinking of names. I'm thinking, and then Real Men of Genius hit me, and I'm like, oh, that's good. And I actually ran with Real Men of Genius for a long time. And I'm like, oh, if Bud Light doesn't like it, they'll send me something and I'll stop.
Yeah.
And then someone else is like, you might want to go ahead and get out ahead of that before the letter from their lawyer comes to you. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll change it. And Real Men of Genius kind of worked out a little better.
Yeah. Well, it's been awesome, to kind of do a little deep dive in you. I didn't want to come to you with what's your favorite car and track combo question. So it's been fun doing a little, and I've learned about the Salt Lick, which is something I didn't know about. Your hometown, Driftwood, Texas. It was fun to learn about that and how
old bus boy there.
Yeah. So it's really, really cool to see all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I could ask you 1,000 questions, but we do want to talk about coming up. You got the Roval coming up next week. Or in a couple weeks, I think. We talked about that, but then you got Talladega, Martinsville, and Phoenix. That's a hell of a run in tracks. How you feeling about those tracks?
Yeah, they're all tough, I am excited about Talladega just because, we have been so good at these plate tracks. And even going back to last year, we've had speed, and something's happened. Last year, I think we blew a motor in qualifying and then blew up a gear in the race. And we were rolling in that race too, but Yeah, no, I think I'm excited to get to Talladega for sure. I think all my teammates, we're getting where we can really work well together, and I think that's really important. Um, and then yeah, you got Martinsville, Phoenix. Martinsville's always playoff. Martinsville's always tough. You know, no one's doing you any favors in that one. And then Phoenix is just tough, man. It's a tough place to get a good handle on your truck. Two way different turns, and it's one of those places where if you don't have it right dialed in, it's hard to make speed. So, but I'm confident in my guys that we'll have a really good truck there. We'll have a good truck at all these places, even going to the Roval. I haven't got to run a road course in a while, so I'm excited to do that. Yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the season. It's weird. It feels like there should be so many more races, but I mean, heck, we only got four or five of them. So.
Yeah. Well, man, it's been incredible talking to you, Andy. I kind of monopolized the questions here. I didn't know if you got anything you want to.
I would like to ask, that was your first World 100 at Eldora, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, that was really my first super late model race.
How was that experience going in? You didn't pick, like, I find it humorous that you didn't say, you know, like, I'm going to go test at Eldora. I'm just going to jump in the biggest race of the year for their series, which is the World 100. And anybody that doesn't know, but that's a badass race. And that you win that, you're a badass. And you went out there first time to try it. And hey, man, you made the B main. So
yeah.
You took a lot away from that, and you were happy with that. I hope that you weren't pissed about it, because man, that's a hell of an accomplishment there on the B main at Eldora in the World 100, your first shot out.
Yeah, no, I mean it was an amazing experience, really. I've always really appreciated dirt late model race. I mean, like I said, that's what I'm over here doing. We're working on some shocks for the dirt. We're actually going to Fayetteville this week. We're gonna try rain pending, but yeah, it was awesome, man. I mean, I didn't get to go there ever for any of the truck races, but just seeing the whole place and the whole facility, it's amazing the show they put on there. And it really, I mean, it rivals like NASCAR driver intros, everything, in my opinion. I mean, might even beat a couple of them. Yeah. But it's an awesome facility. The good times after the race, everything. So it was a lot of fun. And then just learning to run dirt late model around Eldora, that was a whole nother experience in itself. You know, I got to, wrap the wall one night, got to rip the cushion one night, got to knock the wall down one night, got to throw a slide job and do all that, which is really cool. There was someone there wearing a Bayley Currey shirt that I didn't know. That was another accomplishment for me. Wow. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that we get to go back next year. It looks like I've already had my eye on it. The dream falls on Michigan Truck Weekend for us, but World 100 is still wide open. So hopefully we can go do another one and try to be a little better next time.
That's right.
Heck yeah. Well, Bayley, man, I cannot thank you enough for being on with us. Sorry to pull you away from as the lights go out.
Yeah.
Sorry to pull you away from your work that you're putting, but man, we cannot thank you enough for coming on. It was cool to talk to you, learn a little bit about you, and you know what, maybe gain quite a few fans from Goat Locker Racing. So cannot thank you enough for being a part of the show, and man, good luck at the Roval. We'll be cheering you on, and of course the next 3 races you're in the 45 truck the rest of the year.
Yes sir.
Awesome. Well, man, thank you so much for being a part of it, and like I said, can't thank you enough for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate y'all having me on. It's been fun.
All right, there you have it, Bayley Currey. All right, well, how about that? Well, Andy, you're the one who kind of set that up, and man, we appreciate that. That was a lot of fun, and cool to talk to somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about. Because half the time we're just talking about NASCAR. We don't know what the hell we're talking. We don't know what the drivers deal with. We all make these assumptions and come up with this shit, and we don't know nothing. So it is so cool to sit down with somebody who has the experience and has been through all 3 of the top level series and kind of hear what that's like.
Yeah, they're good people over at Niece Motorsports. I had the opportunity in my former career. I worked for a franchise for one of their sponsors, and I was very fortunate to meet Al and Delana, who part of the organization, and we got to one of the opportunities that came up. We got to sit on the pit box at IRP with SVG and Carson Hocevar when they were in the Truck Series back a couple of years ago, and what a great event! What a great evening to meet the team and hang out with them, and so just couldn't ask for better people. And if you're gonna be with the team, Niece is good people to be with. So I reached out to them, and we struck up a conversation about this opportunity, and very thankful for them and Leighton over there to make this happen, and Bayley, and appreciate all their time and hard work and what they're doing.
Yeah, and for them to make the time, man, means a whole lot. So, show them that GLR love. Same thing we talk about with SAVE22. Like and subscribe, and go over to Niece, and pull for them on Fridays and Saturdays, and show their support.
Absolutely.
We've got a new truck to pull for these next few weekends. So the 44 and 45 will be some new folks to cheer on. So. Well, man, we've had some great races this week. We're kind of running long on time, so we're going to probably cut this short. It's been a great podcast, Andy. Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
The point standings are starting to pick up, starting to kind of shape up, and they posted the ARCA point standings so far. So go check those out if you haven't. Those are pretty interesting. But yeah, this week I think is really where the point standings will kind of start to show exactly what the battles and stuff are now that the drop weeks have kind of moved away. So I think we'll talk a little bit more about that after this week is over with. But it has been a fantastic season so far. These races, it's kind of a blur, honestly. These weeks kind of fly by, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with all of them.
For you, it might be you're broadcasting, you're producing, you're racing, you're everywhere guy.
Yeah.
Man of many hats, many talents.
Yeah. So, as far as let's just talk about our personal races. We're not going to talk about every race we weren't involved with, but let's just talk about our personal, and people can chat. If you're still watching, you're not in the late model race, you can talk about your race, and we'll kind of highlight it. We will highlight everybody that's been in chat so far. We appreciate everybody that watches. Noah Hogard, Alan Smith, Sedarius Days, Shasta Jewel, Jason RSC. I wonder if that's I'm not really sure who that is. If you're still watching, tell us which Jason you are. I think I have a feeling, but I'm not quite sure. Jamie Lipke, John Lawless, of course, Josh Unger. Let's see. Jamie Barkus in chat. Got the big man on campus in chat with us. SAVE22 was on here. Jeremy Garner. Let's see. Trying to make sure I don't miss any of the names. Kevin Price letting us know there's a practice session set up. So how about that? But yeah, so I wanted to run the Lincoln Tech IndyCar series, and I just haven't had the opportunity to do it. It's just been tough. I did some broadcasting for it. People needing to miss, so I haven't really got to do that one. So I've been disappointed. I really would like to get to Indy and race the Indy Oval this week. So I'm going to try to do that.
I'm going to try to as well.
Yeah, man, what an amazing race that is. So fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we'll see how that one goes. That'll be a fun race, and it'll be a big one that people will want to win. It's funny how that works. It's funny how that kind of stuff ties over into virtual racing, where obviously the Indy 500 is the biggest race in the world, in my opinion, and then on iRacing, you want to win it just the same. You want it bad. So that'll be fun. But GT3 is what I've been focused on. I would say focused. I just show up and have a great time.
You're participating in the GT3?
I am participating, and tried the Acura this week, and man, it did really well at Road Atlanta. We had a great race. I had a fun race with Jeremy Garner and Brennan McCullough, I think is who it is, a new guy over there. And man, we've had a fantastic race at Road Atlanta that kind of culminated into about a next to last lap battle between Jeremy and Brennan. I was able to squeak through and get second. Nice. Really huge win, or huge. It's a win for me to finish second to those guys in GT3, because there's 3 or 4 of them that will just unbelievable. So was really awesome this week. Had a lot of fun, and every single week the GT3 series kicks butt, and I can't thank Tim for Tim Jones for putting it on and keeping it going, keeping the grease on the wheels. It's just a blast. So, yeah. So that's my racing this week, and I'll take a daggone second place. That feels like a win, you know. When you get something like that kind of handed to you, really, I was going to finish probably 5th. And I got a second place handed to me. I'll take those every time. So, Andy, you're running in the ARCA series. How's that been going?
It was good this week. I wasn't sure how New Hampshire was going to race with the pro and NAM split and everything, but I'm on the east side, so I can't really speak on the west division. Sorry about y'all, but you're gonna have to come on and talk about your own show next week. But the east, man, it was good. You know, it was interesting how a race unfolds. You know, you race and you go through it, and we had a caution with 10 to go maybe, and you look up and you realize that the top 6 are the pro and the next 4 are the AM, and it's like there's nobody in between. You actually get to race it out with 10 to go. They got their little pod to go run for the win, and we got our little pod to run for the win, and it was exciting time. It was a good time.
I'm sorry for laughing, but I looked for some information. I found a bunch of memes about me, my screen freezing. So,
yeah, well, you know, give them fuel, they will burn. You know, right?
John Lawless getting in the shit talk already. I mean, fit right in, man. I love it.
He's throwing it right at it.
Yeah, going right in. So, hey, we love that.
It was a good week. It was a good battle to have those top 6 and the next 4. You know, it was a lot of fun, and we battled it out for a pretty good chunk of it there. And I was fortunate to, you know, blind squirrel, find a nut once in a while, and brought home a 3rd in the AM side. So that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been a lot of status quo as far as winners. You know, the fast guys. Turns out fast guys still fast.
Yeah, that's right.
The racing has been really good. Nobody's really running away with it yet outside of Rick Ravon in the IndyCar series, who has been kicking butt. So, outside of that, it's very competitive. The Wednesday night series, Gardner got the win last night, which I'm sure he'll talk about forever.
That was a good win. That was a good win. He ran long on them tires, man. That was a good run.
Yeah, one day we'll have to watch it on YouTube when we're at a gathering for GLR like we did at Charlotte. He made us sit there and watch the championship race where he won the championship. A good win for him and all the guys this week. The races have been really good. You know, people complain and say that there's a lot of cautions in it. I look and there'll be 5 cautions, and I'm like, man, we got it made here. You know, ARCA series has been incredible. So the racing's been good, man. It's you know, I think we're already sort of ready for a break. We need a break week coming up. I know I do. And Jamie Lipke says got some controversy in the AM East finish between the leaders at New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I like controversy. That's good.
Yeah. I wasn't a part of it, so I'm okay. My hands are clean.
Your name's Wes. You're not in this mess. I like it.
Yeah, I'm in East, but you got to be at the top. I was in 3rd, so my hands are clean. So. Hey, maybe that'll turn into a 2nd. Look at that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep. So been a fantastic season. It's going to only get better as we get close to the playoffs. It's going to get more and more crazy as the racing's just been good. You guys have been doing an incredible job racing. And y'all put on good shows. Y'all, for a broadcaster, you guys make it easy when the race is good. You guys make the show is only as good as the drivers on track. You know, race control is only good as the drivers on track. The racing and how many cautions, admins can't control how you drive. Admins can't drive the cars for you and make you drive clean. That's on you. And for the most part, based on all the different skill levels we have, from aliens to guys that have, you know, barely held a steering wheel, it seems like. And some, if you're oh gosh, the guy that's been winning the races over it in the late model series, what's his name? I know his name. Oh, Riley Duncan. You've never held a steering wheel, so you race with a controller. So
Eddie, I had one for you. I wanted to ask. Now that you got a couple weeks under your belt with this East-West split in the ARCA side, how are things? They're starting to smooth out a little bit. You learning a lot. How are things progressing for you guys on the broadcast side for V-Speed?
Yeah, trying to figure out how the best way of presenting the information. We've heard feedback so far that it's hard to follow, that not everybody's going to like the things that you do. And there's been some very few people that have been negative about it. I think it's been positive. Not that I need people to be positive versus negative. Negative is sometimes more valuable than positive, especially when you care about it and you want to try to make it better. So, been listening to the feedback, trying to solve those problems. And I think we've kind of landed on a pretty nice little flow here where we don't want to, we don't want to give too much to one particular. We're just going to show the best racing. I think that's sort of the idea. The staggered start has been a huge help to give us time to do interviews and have the end of the second race that week or whatever. It doesn't really matter what race goes first, but during the race, trying to get that feel of, okay, do I show, all right, now I'm presented with multiple problems throughout the races. So like this week you have both series are under caution right now. So normally cautions sort of indicate let's go to the ones that are racing.
Sure.
Or there's pit stops happening or something particular is happening in the race, a leader's wrecked or something, and it's like, okay, I need to stay here for just a little while to allow the announcer to tell the story. The story is a big thing when it comes to broadcasting that people don't talk about enough. I can tell you what you already see on screen all day. And I think, if that's all you do, are you really doing anything of value? If you see that, driver A is underneath driver B, and I tell you, hey, driver A is underneath driver B, what am I really adding of value? So it's about finding the stories. What's interesting? What's the topics? Where's the tire strategies? Where's the driver that got an EOL that's going to eventually get back up to the front? How do we keep tabs on that and make sure that the stories are developed? Because that's what we kind of lost early on, was with both announcers calling both races, we weren't able to get those stories. I know this is getting inside baseball, but that's kind of what we've learned so far, is like, how do we just make this better? We split the announcers up and allow the announcers to keep track. Like Sky, who has been doing the East, will go into the YouTube chat and actually type out things that are happening that we're not seeing. So we want to stay on the first race is going to end once we get to around 10 laps to go. We want to stay there. We want to allow the story of the finish of the race to develop. We want as a viewer, you want to be invested. If I just transfer back over on the white flag, say, hey, so-and-so's white flag, you don't know how he got there. You don't know what's happened. So we're trying to solve all those problems. We don't always get it right. It'll be some times where we swap and it don't make sense, or we swap and a caution comes out immediately. But it's just been trying to get that feel of like what's most important. Because when you're showing one race, everything's important. Everything's valuable. Everything's, when you're showing two races, you have to prioritize things. And, Sky, this past week said, hey, in chat said, hey, there is a battle starting to happen for the lead of the East race. Even though we just swapped to the West, it was sort of single filed out. So we just swapped right back and showed the battle for the lead. And yeah, I think we'll just continue to do that, kind of iterate on it. And, always love feedback, that it helps us get better when we know that. And I think, everybody's kind of telling what they think in chat and positive. We appreciate that. But, yeah, I don't know. It's been fun working with Dave and Sky, try to find the right balance of how to make sure that we're telling the whole story for both races, which is impossible anyway. So
yeah, sure.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love it. I need a new challenge. I like challenges. I don't like I get bored doing the same broadcasts every week. So the ARCA series in two ways have been really exciting, with the Pro-Am split, designing that tower to be able to see who's running where in each division, and then now being able to swap between the two in a fun way has been a really nice challenge. So I like those. Keeps it interesting for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, fun. Everybody's bored. Everybody fell asleep. But hey, thank y'all so much for being here at the podcast. Every week we got the same people that come in. So if you're new and you haven't been here a while, we appreciate you watching. All the guys that come every week and watch and comment and make it fun in chat, we appreciate it. Again, thank you all of our sponsors, SAVE22, for being the sponsor of this podcast. please go check them out. Go check out their website. Go check out their YouTube. Go to their Facebook. Share it. Say, hey, look, I just want y'all to know on my Facebook feed about this organization that does some real good shit. And SAVE22 is the ones that are doing that. Also, don't forget about the fundraiser race. If you haven't shared, if you haven't put that out there, I don't care if nobody cares or if it's a family member that don't know nothing about racing. Everybody has something they care about. And the fundraiser race is going to touch somebody in a certain way. And it could be about veterans, first responders. It could be about, donating to a great cause, a great deal, or it could be just watching a fun race or whatever. There's a lot of reasons to share it with people who you think they won't care. Well, if that's what you're doing, just don't do that. Go ahead and send it to them, even if you think they won't. Maybe they'll share it. Maybe they'll go, well, you know what? I know so and so likes this type of stuff. Let me send it to him. Maybe that's how it ends up. So definitely share those things as much as you possibly can every day. And if you see someone else post it, like theirs, comment, do the best we can as an army to make the fundraiser a success.
Yeah.
to get a rig in an deserving veteran or first responders' hands. Got to thank ATYL Media, Taylor Kitchen again for her allowing us to be on her platform. It wouldn't be as big without her platform for sure. All right, guys. Well, I've done enough rambling so far. We're going to get out of here. I want to thank Andy for coming and filling in for Pat. If you pray, if you're spiritual in any way, if you are just a good person who likes to think and meditate on somebody, I ask you to think about Pat tonight and in the morning if you're able to, around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. If you say a prayer during that time, I sure would appreciate it for Pat. He's not told his business. I'm not going to either. Everything is okay, but he's I don't know the right way to put it. Just needs our support in some way. So thoughts and prayers. Send him a message, tell him you're thinking about him. And he's definitely struggling right now and would need our support. So definitely send a message right now if you can think about it. Most important thing in the world is we support each other. Send him a message on Discord. If you got his phone number, text him saying, hey man, we love you. We're thinking about you. And especially in the morning, if you're a praying type, I don't care who you pray to him and let them know that Pat needs some calmness of the spirit, calmness of the heart. Yeah. So if you do that, if you're into that, please do. I'm sure he would really appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thanks to Bayley Currey and Niece Motorsports for allowing their driver to be on our podcast, and we get to sit and talk with him. And man, he was fantastic. Thanks to Andy for putting all that together, and thank you for being here. And thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next week. We'll see y'all later. Bye.